a legal luminary set to be the 53rd Chief Justice of India. From Article 370 to Pegasus, decades of impactful legal reform. This is Justice Surya Kant's journey from a modest background to the country's highest judicial office.
Justice Surya Kant is all set to take over as the 53rd Chief Justice of India on the 24th of November 2025. A judge known for his quiet dignity, his unwavering constitutional morality and a judicial journey that began far away from the marble corridors of the Supreme Court. Tonight we are tracing Justice Surya Kant's legal footsteps, revisiting his most defining judgments and understanding what he sees as his priorities as CJI. Well, we are also going to look at the cases that will land on his desk the moment he takes office. Hello and welcome. You're watching Explained by NewsX with me, Uday Pratap Singh. Justice Surya Kant is succeeding Justice B.R. Gavai. These would be large shoes to fill after Gavai's 464 judgments and 772 benches in just 6 months. After Gavai's high judgment output, Justice Surya Kant has set himself for a challenge. Let's listen in to what he said today when Gavai retired.
In Justice Gavai, I found that rare presence. His departure leaves a void, both personal and institutional, but it also leaves behind a legacy that will continue to enliven me. Justice Gavai, in Justice.
Born on February the 10th, 1962 in Haryana's Hisar district, Justice Kant rose from humble beginnings to occupy India's highest judicial office. He was born into a middle-class family where his father, Madan Gopal Sharma, was a Sanskrit teacher. The dusty lanes of his village may have seemed far removed from the grandeur of the Supreme Court, but even then there was a quiet spark in the child who loved books more than play. His father's discipline and mother's simplicity shaped him deeply, instilling a sense of fairness and humility that would later define his judicial temperament. Surya Kant grew up as the youngest amongst 5 siblings in a close-knit family that valued education as a path to transformation. He has 3 elder brothers and 1 elder sister, each of whom pursued different careers. His older sibling, Sister Kamla Devi, 74 years of age, studied till class before getting married. Amongst his brothers, Rishi, the oldest, is a retired government school teacher. Shiv Kant, a retired tuberculosis and chest specialist who runs a private hospital in Haryana's Bhiwani, and Dev Kant, a retired group instructor from an industrial training institute in Haryana. On 30th October, when the notification regarding the appointment of Justice Surya Kant as the CJI was issued by the Law Ministry's Department of Justice, Rishi Kant recalled a scene from decades ago, a moment he believes set his youngest brother on a different path. After finishing matriculation, Surya Kant had announced with a newfound determination that he would transform his life. Rishi Kant said that that moment marked the beginning of a journey that would take Surya far beyond their village. In the 1980s, Justice Kant got married to Savita Sharma, a college lecturer who later retired as principal. His brother says that Surya agreed to marry only on the condition that he would not accept even a spoon as dowry. Now the couple have 2 daughters who are both pursuing their master's degree in law. Justice Surya Kant's journey began at the government postgraduate college in Hisar, where he completed his postgraduate studies in 1981. The institution played a pivotal role in shaping his academic and professional path. His hard work and dedication to learn were evident from the very beginning, as he graduated with distinction and went on to pursue his legal education at Maharishi Dayanand University in Rohtak in 1984. This was a turning point in his life. The study of law gave him the tools to understand justice, fairness, and the role of courts in society. During these years, he developed a reputation for being hardworking and disciplined. Years later, in 2011, while already serving as a judge, he pursued a master's degree in law from Kurukshetra University. He stood first class in this degree. This was his educational journey. Let's understand now his professional journey. Well, after completing his law degree, Surya Kant moved to Chandigarh in 1985 to practice at the Punjab and Haryana High Court. This was the beginning of his professional journey. Starting in a new city was not easy, but his dedication and sharp legal mind helped him build a reputation quickly. In July 2000, at the age of 38, Surya Kant was appointed as the Advocate General of Haryana. This was a historic moment because he became the youngest person ever to hold this position. The Advocate General is the highest law officer of a state, and this appointment showed the trust the government had in his abilities. In March 2001, just a year after becoming Advocate General, Surya Kant was designated a Senior Advocate, a title reserved for lawyers who demonstrate outstanding legal skill and professional excellence. On 9 January 2004, he took a major leap from the bar to the bench, being appointed as a judge of the Punjab and Haryana High Court. Between 2007 and 2011, he also served on NALSA, working to improve access to justice and legal aid across the country. On 5th October 2018, he became the Chief Justice of the Himachal Pradesh High Court, and less than a year later, on the 24th of May 2019, he was elevated to the Supreme Court of India. This was a testament to his consistent merit and experience. Justice Surya Kant's tenure on the Supreme Court has been marked, by several landmark decisions. Let's highlight some of these. Justice Kant was part of the historic bench that upheld the abrogation of Article 370. This removed Jammu and Kashmir's special status. The judgment remains one of the most consequential constitutional rulings of recent times. He was on the bench also that effectively suspended the colonial-era sedition law, directing states and the centre not to register new FIRs under Section 124A IPC until the government completed a reconsideration of the provision. The order was widely viewed as a major push for free speech. Justice Kant was also part of the bench that heard the Pegasus surveillance allegations. The court appointed a committee of cyber experts to investigate these claims, noting the state cannot be given a free pass in the name of national security. In another major order, Justice Kant directed the Election Commission to disclose details of 65 lakh voters who were removed from Bihar's draft rolls during a special intensive revision, underlining the need for transparency in electoral processes. He led a bench that reinstated a woman sarpanch removed from office unlawfully, calling out gender bias in the decision. He later directed that 1/3 of seats in bar associations, including the Supreme Court Bar Association, be reserved for women, an unprecedented push for gender equity within the legal fraternity. Now that he is taking over as the Chief Justice of India, let's listen into what he had to say about his responsibilities.
As I look ahead, my thoughts naturally turn to the bar with hope, with expectations, and with confidence. The Supreme Court Bar Association and the bar at large carry the immense responsibility of sustaining the dignity of the institution.
2 days before being sworn in as the 53rd Chief Justice of India, Justice Surya Kant said his first and immediate priority will be reducing the Supreme Court's mounting backlog, which has now crossed 90,000 pending cases. Speaking at an informal media interaction at his residence in New Delhi, he stressed that clearing long pending matters, especially those pending for 30 years or more, will be at the top of his agenda. He also emphasized that reducing pendency nationwide will be a major focus, noting that 4.3 crore cases remain pending across high courts and trial courts. I would constitute constitution benches on priority to decide questions of law, because of which high courts and lower courts are unable to make decisions, quote unquote, is what he said. Well, here are some of the key cases now that will come up before it. A bench headed by Justice Kant on November 21st had issued a notice to the Kerala government's plea for postponing the special intensive revision of electoral rolls. The state has sought deferment of the exercise, which is currently underway, till the end of the local body polls that are due next month. On November 19th, while hearing a PIL filed by journalist Benazir Hina challenging the constitutional validity of Talaq-e-Hasan, a form of divorce practiced within a section of the Muslim community, a 3-judge bench headed by Justice Kant observed that the matter may warrant reference to a 5-judge constitution bench. This 5-judge bench will be in the pipeline also for Justice Kant. The 3-judge bench directed the parties to submit a brief note outlining the substantial questions of law likely to arise in the case. Justice Kant said that upon receipt of the note, the court would consider the desirability of referring the matter to a constitution bench. Justice Kant's bench will also hear the matter related to regulating social media content. The bench is hearing a petition against stand-up comedian Samay Raina over alleged insensitive jokes about persons with disabilities. The case involving Raina and others had arisen close on the heels of the controversy allegedly involving YouTuber Ranveer Alabadia over certain objectionable remarks during India's Got Latent show. In August, the highest court had directed the centre to place on record draft guidelines aimed at regulating social media content. Notably, Chief Justices and senior judges from Bhutan, Kenya, Malaysia, Mauritius, Nepal and Sri Lanka will attend the event of Kant's swearing in on the 24th of November at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. This marks the first time that an international delegation would be present for an oath-taking ceremony of an Indian Chief Justice. To sum up, Justice Surya Kant is coming into office of Chief Justice with a strong judicial trajectory, septic interests in rights and an ambitious docket. His priorities suggest a focus on access, institutional strength and rights protection. His term will begin with a sense of clear momentum.
Legal luminary, set to be the 53rd Chief Justice of India. From Article 370 to Pegasus, decades of impactful legal reform. This is Justice Surya Kant's journey from a modest background to the country's highest judicial office.